Hey guys, it's Jack here today, and today I'm going to be going through some new DVDs that I've picked up. It's mostly James Bond stuff, as I've been really getting into James Bond. But hey, I have a decent variety here, just a handful. As I said, mostly James Bond, lots of James Bond in here that I've been collecting, as I've been really getting into James Bond. So without further ado, we have the amazing Casino Royale. By the way, in the background we have Furions of Darkness, their debut album playing. Love Furion from Sweden. This album's great. Beyond Sanctorum, Symphony Masses, Feli, many great albums involving many great albums. I love the death metal stuff, but I do prefer the symphonic metal era as well. But I do love their early stuff as well, like Of Darkness and Beyond Sanctorum. Great band all round. I'm not really into the stuff they do now, Leviathan 1, 2, and 3. I respect them, but I like the old stuff more. Secrets of the Runes is another favourite. But yeah, I will be talking about Furion soon. I'm thinking of doing an album ranking for them. Any Furion fans here? Would you like to see an album ranking? I'm definitely thinking of doing one, so Furion from Sweden, great band. But on to the actual topic of the video. We're going to be talking about the DVDs I picked up. So, Casino Royale from 2006. One of the best James Bond films ever. I actually spoke to someone in a charity shop today about which James Bond was best. Actually, I didn't even ask him. He saw my DVDs of that I purchased today, and he said right out the gates, Daniel Craig's the best James Bond. I wholeheartedly agree. For the longest time, I kept saying I wasn't a James Bond fan until I watched the Daniel Craig stuff, because all I'd seen when I was very young was the classic Sean Connery, Roger Moore stuff, and I never disliked it. It just didn't excite me. And then I saw this film, Casino Royale, and it changed my life. This film changed my life. Amazing. Love this film. One of the best films of all time, and I honestly stand by that statement. So it's a 12. It contains one scene of torture and strong action violence. This film's rated a 12. I don't understand how, as this film has a lot of violence in it. It does say when you open up that in Ireland it's rated a 15, and it honestly should be rated a 15 here. If you rewatch this film, you know exactly what I mean. There's a lot of violence in this film for a 12. It's the most violent James Bond by far. But regardless, it's one of my favourite films of all time, and I absolutely love this film. Also, as the bonus disc, which is the special features content, don't care about most of it, but it does include the video for You Know My Name by Chris Cornell from Soundgarden. I love that song. I'm not a huge Chris Cornell fan. I respect him. I like some Soundgarden songs, but that song in particular, You Know My Name, is fantastic. One of my go-tos from him, along with Like a Stone from Audioslave and Black Hole Sun from Soundgarden. Not a huge Soundgarden fan, but those songs that stand up for me are great. Cochise from Audioslave is another good one. Not as into grunge, but I mean, the hit singles that everyone knows, Black Hole Sun, Cochise, a couple of others, Like a Stone. Be Yourself is another good one. Chris Cornell just had a tremendous voice, and his song in this film is no exception to that. So Casino Royale, awesome film. And the follow-up film, Quantum of Solace, is no slouch either. Some people don't like this film. This is some advert thing, by the way. This is not my kind of music. I don't understand what that was. Yeah, just not my thing. Quantum of Solace, I love this film. A lot of people say that it's not as good as as Casino Royale, Daniel Craig's debut film. Wholeheartedly and respectfully disagree. Casino Royale is a masterpiece, and I think that's why some people didn't like this one and just considered it kind of it didn't live up as the first one, a lot of people said. And I get that up to a point. But what did you expect, really? With a film as groundbreaking as Casino Royale, what did people expect? I mean, it's not on the same level as Casino Royale. It isn't. But as far as follow-ups go, it's a goddamn great film. This one is a 12, and it should be a 12. Whereas Casino Royale, I think, is a borderline 15, if not a 15. But age ratings of the films aside, this is one of my favourite James Bond films of all time. I remember seeing this shortly after Casino Royale, and it wasn't quite a film that changed my life like Casino Royale, but it's a great film, and it continued my growing love for James Bond at the time. I got into it not long after the film came out, about 2 years later, so just in time for Skyfall. When Skyfall came out, I was already a huge James Bond fan, particularly for the modern stuff. The 12 contains frequent moderate action violence. This is a 2-disc edition. It contains the Another Way to Die video from Jack White and Alicia Keys, which is a nice song. I don't think it's as good as the You Will Know My Name song from Chris Cornell, which is an absolute masterpiece. But it's a really good song. It's kind of rocky, kind of funky, I wouldn't know what to say, because Alicia Keys usually does the more pop R&B stuff, which that's her thing, I guess. But she went for a more rock approach with obviously Jack White in the picture. Nice song, surprisingly a nice song. I'm not into Alicia Keys very much, and not as much my style, but that was a nice song. That was a really nice song and a good fit for the film. That's actually on the Disc 1 special feature, just the one special feature, and then Disc 2, it has loads of stuff that I couldn't care less about, just behind the film, all of that. But this is a great film. First one's a masterpiece. This one's very good. It's certainly not a sophomore slunch, do people call it sophomore? I don't know what the word is. It's a great film. Check it out. Next on, we have Skyfall. When I first saw this film, my mind was blown. Along with Casino Royale, the best one ever, but I think Skyfall is the best James Bond film ever. Casino Royale is a very close second, almost joint favourites for me, but Skyfall is just amazing. That's why, for me, when some people say Quantum of Solace not very good, I don't agree with that, but I'll get to how I feel about the following film from this after. But Skyfall was amazing, and it's my favourite James Bond film of all time. They went above and beyond with this film. The storyline is... you need to see it to truly get it. You can't put it into words for this film. I've actually had a few people say they don't like this film. Fair enough, but this film blew my mind. The whole concept of it, the whole story. Just watch it. It's hard to explain into words. Watch it. Just watch it. I love this film. I haven't seen it in a long time, but this is by far my favourite James Bond film. I remember seeing it when it first came out. I didn't see it in the cinemas, but someone I grew up with had the DVD and let me borrow it, and it absolutely blew my mind. The whole concept of it, just everything. This film's amazing, and it's my favourite. It obviously includes, this is probably the most famous James Bond song, Skyfall from Adele, obviously because it's Adele, and Adele's really famous. And I kind of like some Adele. I actually own one of her CDs out there. Yeah, this song, Skyfall, was one of her best, and I wouldn't search out for it very often as such, Adele, but this is a nice song, and it goes well with the film. So Skyfall, excellent film, and my favourite James Bond film. Following on from that, Skyfall was perfection. The two before it were amazing. And this is where my feelings start to get a little mixed, and some people agree, a lot of people agree that this one doesn't quite live up to Skyfall, but I still really enjoy it. So I'm not criticising this film one bit. I think it's a really good film, but it doesn't quite live up to the previous three, in my opinion. But it's very, very good. Practically on the same level as Quantum of Solace, but I still think I like Quantum a bit more. I'm not saying this is a bad film. I've just got slightly more mixed feelings on it compared to... Also, I forgot to say what the previous one contained. moderate action, violence, and one use of strong language. But I just don't think it quite lived up to the previous 3. I do really enjoy it still. So it's a 12, contains moderate violence and threat. This one included the... Also, did Skyfall include the music video for Adele? No, it doesn't. And this one doesn't include the Sam Smith song video. This was also the first one with a James Bond song that I didn't dislike, but I didn't love it like the previous 3. You have Chris Cornell, Jack White and Alicia Keys, and Adele also did sorry, it's been a long day, guys. All did great jobs on contributing a great song. This one was the first one where the song was just okay. Writings on the Wall by Sam Smith. It is one of his better songs. I'm not a fan of him, but it is one of his better songs, and it went well with the film, but it didn't have the same impact as the previous songs. And same with the film. I enjoy it still. I really enjoy it. And yeah, I look forward to rewatching it. I just prefer the previous 3. Not a bad film though at all. I know I keep saying that. I just wanted to stress that I'm not slating it, because for some weird reason people like slamming things to the floor just because they don't like it, blah blah blah. I'm not doing that. So moving on, here's a show I've been obsessing over recently. Big Bang Theory Season 3. Yes, I already have the box set, the chunky box sets of all the different Big Bang Theory stuff. But I love the early Big Bang Theory stuff so much that I had to buy this. It was in a deal anyway of 3 DVDs for £1. So I picked this one up, Season 3. This is in my top 5 favourite seasons of Big Bang Theory. Very good one. And Big Bang Theory Christmas episodes. It has 3 Christmas episodes. My favourite of these being the bath item gift Hyposis. The very first Christmas episode they did, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was from Season 2. One of the earliest Season 2 episodes. I can't remember. But it's an early on episode and it's one of my favourites. I will stand by Big Bang Theory being best in its earliest years up to Season 6 being the last absolute top tier season. Season 7 being very good as well and all the way to the end. But the first 6 seasons are phenomenal. I'm not slating the rest of them, but earliest Big Bang Theory stuff is my favourite. This has the bath item gift Hyposis, which is my favourite of the Christmas episodes. But the maternal congruence is great as well. The Santa simulation is still very good, but I do prefer these first 2 ones from the earliest seasons. But I enjoy this whole disc. So it's a 12, contains moderate sex references, and it's on for around an hour. So it's a good length if you just want to throw it on at Christmas. It's always a good set to have, I think, especially for Christmas time. Last but not least, here's a comedy I've wanted to get more into over the years. I've seen the movie so many times I've lost count, but I've sort of got distracted with watching the main show. I've seen certain episodes and it's hilarious, but I've been meaning to go back to it properly. Bad Education, Series 1. I love this show. I just need to watch more of it. I already know I'm probably going to enjoy it. The movie is awesome if you've never watched it. It's a 15, contains strong language, sex references, and violence. It features casts, should I say, not features. It casts Jack Whitehall, he's really funny. I'm not as into him as some people are, but I do enjoy him in this. I don't like his show Fresh Meat. Some people in their comments are probably going to hate me because Fresh Meat's great, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I'm quite fussy with comedy, but Bad Education is great. So I had to pick that one up because I want to properly finish the show. So Season 1 is obviously a good place to start, as it's the first season. Nothing else really, just some Christmas presents as it's that time of year. And my dinner's getting cold, so I best go. What do you think also? Should I do a Therian ranking? I've been thinking about it. What do you think? Any video ideas? Thank you all for watching and have yourselves a Merry Christmas, as I probably won't be uploading until after Christmas now. Just want to get prepared for Christmas. Got quite a lot going on over Christmas. And when I do my next video, I will be wearing a new band t-shirt, which I get for Christmas. I also might be doing a Christmas Presents 2024 video live on Christmas Day. So check that out if you get time. I appreciate it's a busy time of the year, but I will be wearing a new band t-shirt, so look out for that, either on the Christmas Presents 2024 video or the one after. So thank you all for watching. Until next time.